All right, let's dive into a topic that is confusing just about everyone right now, the American housing market.
You've had this conversation, right? You hear on the news that the market's cooling down, but then the house on your block just sold for a crazy new high. Your friend in another state just snagged a great deal. So what is actually going on?
To really figure this out, we have to start with the big picture. You can think of it as a huge national puzzle that's affecting everyone. For a while now, especially since the pandemic, the story has felt pretty much the same everywhere. You know the drill. There are not enough homes for sale, prices feel completely out of reach, and mortgage rates over 7% are just making everything, well, even more expensive. It's been a serious crunch for buyers all over the country. But here's the thing, that simple national story is starting to fracture. As experts like Danielle Hale point out, this rebalancing really varies across the country. And that one phrase, it changes everything. It means your personal experience in the housing market now depends almost entirely on where you live. Because it's really not one housing market anymore. It's become a tale of two very different markets, unfolding at the exact same time. And the divide between them is stark. In the South and West, you're seeing prices actually come down a bit. There's more inventory, and you're seeing the results of a huge pandemic building boom. But then you look at the Midwest and the Northeast, and it's the total opposite. Prices are sticky high, or in some cases, still rising. Inventory is incredibly limited, and building new homes is a lot tougher. So let's dig into that first story, the parts of the country where homebuyers are finally starting to get a little bit of breathing room. I mean, you can almost feel the collective sigh of relief in this quote, can't you? After years of absolutely insane bidding wars, things are finally starting to feel more balanced. It's not quite a buyer's market just yet, but it's definitely moving in that direction. And the data absolutely backs this up with some serious numbers. We're not talking about small adjustments here. Since the peak in 2022, median home prices are down nearly 19% in Miami. And in Austin, a city that was just completely on fire a couple of years ago, they've dropped almost 15%. That is a massive change. So why is this happening? Well, it's really a combination of things. A huge building boom during the pandemic created a lot more supply. With more choices out there, homes are sitting on the market longer. And critically, states in these regions often have laws that just make it easier for builders to get projects approved and respond to demand fast. Okay, now let's cross over to the other side of the country where, let me tell you, the story could not be more different. If you live in the Northeast or the Midwest, this is probably your reality right now. You're getting squeezed by what people are calling sticky high prices. They shot way up, and they are just refusing to come back down, mostly because there are so few homes to choose from. And just look at these numbers. This isn't just sticky. This is explosive growth. Since 2022, prices in Milwaukee have surged 26%. In New York, they're up 16%. It is the complete opposite of what's happening in places like Austin and Miami. And the reasons why are pretty much a mirror image of the other market. You've got stricter regulations that make it much harder to build new housing, the shortage of homes for sale is severe, and there are still plenty of buyers out there competing for that tiny pool of available homes, which just keeps pushing prices up. So, what is the one thing that's really driving all of this? The price drops, the price hikes? It all comes down to a single core issue, the great inventory divide. So what exactly is housing inventory? It's simple, really. It's just the total number of homes available for sale at any given time in a specific area. It's the supply in that classic supply and demand equation. And as economists will tell you time and time again, it really is that basic. When you have fewer homes for sale and people still want to buy them, prices, well, they have nowhere to go but up. And the shortage is just staggering. In the Northeast, the number of active listings is still down 50% from pre-pandemic levels. Half! Just let that sink in for a minute. It's a very similar story in the Midwest, down a whopping 40%. This is why prices there remain so stubbornly high. It all comes back to inventory. So what's the ultimate takeaway here? It's this. You have to stop listening to the national news talking about the housing market. There isn't just one anymore. Right now, the only thing that really matters is your zip code. And that leaves us with a fascinating final question. We're watching two completely different paths unfold in real time. One path leads to more supply and balancing prices. The other leads to tight constraints and rising costs. As these two realities pull further and further apart, which one will ultimately define the future of American housing?